Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me again. I'm in the car for this one and a beautiful day it is. Well, I was looking at the news and we've got this business to do with two properties that have been linked to Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, as we know, and a car as well. Fires involved across the board. And you've got to ask yourself, why does this kind of thing happen? What caused it to happen? And also, I find the timing very curious in that he starts talking about a shift in his immigration policy going more towards the right, which we know is never going to happen. And then all of a sudden, fires break out at his homes that he has previous links to. Now, it's a wonder and a miracle, really, that no one actually got hurt, because there could have been people living in the one that's now flats. There could have been people living in the other house, and somebody certainly could have been driving or in the vicinity of the car that got torched. And I understand that somebody's been arrested, but why? Why has this happened? And we look over the last 30 years, two other MPs have both died, both been murdered. There was, of course, Joe Cox in 2016, and then further on down the line, David Amos, bless him, both murdered in the pursuit of their jobs. And each time we talk about democracy, and this is supposed to be a democracy, and how can parliamentarians perform their duties when this kind of thing's happening? And rightly so, it's taken very seriously. But I do wonder if people are getting angry. And what do I mean by that? Let's take this current Labour administration, for example. You look at all the promises that we were made when they came into office. No council tax rises, for example. Winter fuel payments being kept. And you look at the farmers, what's happened to them? You look at the WASPy women, what's happened to them? And I spoke about immigration at the beginning. It's even more out of control, it seems, than it ever was before. And we know that literally millions of pounds are getting spaffed away, as usual, on other places and not this country. What, at the end of the day, surely matters, because that's what they're elected to look after, to look out for, and to represent. And let's not mention that train journey with Monsieur Macron. Well, what about before this current Labour administration? The Tories, they really turned the thumbscrews on affairs as well, didn't they? Budget deficits, cuts, public services didn't seem like they were up to much, and this country was slowly going down the plug. And then before that, you had 10 years of, well, seems like that long, of a mixture of either the Tories or a Liberal Democrat coalition. And let's not mention Tony Blair before that. So I've covered, in that short amount of time, nearly 30 years. And during all that time, I've certainly been of voting age pretty much for all of it and seen all of it. And you realise that no matter what you do and how you act within this world, the politicians only have one thing in mind, and that is to stay in power longer than the other guy. For example, you look at what's happened with Starmer, with this shift in his immigration policy. We know that it's not going to happen. It's purely a shift to the right because he's shit scared of reform. There's no other reason for it, and rightly so. Can you imagine all of the things he said before? And it's not me making it up, it's well documented out there. And all of a sudden now he's going to deal with it. One of the things he mentions is, or Yvette Cooper moreover, is making it difficult for foreign workers to come over here and be care workers. My mother-in-law, bless her, passed away in February, and for months before that she spent the time in a nursing home local to me, which was staffed by foreign care workers. Most of them were Filipinos, and they were absolutely brilliant, actually. And I think if they left, the nursing home would have to close. There was not one English person, apart from the caretaker actually, in there doing the job. It seems that English people don't want to do that necessary job. So why are they picking on the care workers coming over here who want to work, I wonder? And they keep diluting the main problem, the elephant in the room. And that elephant in the room is an uncontrolled flow of young men coming across the channel on a daily basis in boats, 100, 200, 400 more. There's loads of them, thousands every year, and this is never talked about directly. The whole thing is discussed as a blanket problem, therefore missing the point. Again, it's another area of anger. So over the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds of this video, I've discussed various factors, various things that we're promised are going to change, and they never do. And we get generation after generation being brought up in this mess that we call our world. And they want us to believe that they're going to change it, which of course they won't. Now, the thing that makes me angry more than anything else is the political brinkmanship involved in all of this. Me personally, I was brought up to understand that when I give my word, I keep my word, and I expect no less of anybody else. If you tell me blue is blue, I expect blue to be blue. It's as simple as that. Green is green, and so on and so on. You get the point. You make me a guarantee or a promise that you're going to do something for me. You keep your word, and again we have failed. It's very funny, all of the people, left-leaning people online worried about reform, they keep reminding us of reform's failings, but if they look at the failings of all the other parties, including the ones they support, they're all the ruddy same at the end of the day. Maybe I do not consent, there might be something in it. You know, the biggest caveat of all, which I think is going to end up blowing the whole thing, our ability to say how we feel. I brought you a video earlier on about Lucy Connolly, and she's going to have her sentence appealed this week, and hopefully she'll be let out. And she's one that made a tweet, couldn't delete it quick enough because the old Bill saw it, came for her, and you know the rest. 31 months in prison. Peter Lynch is another one. All of these people were under the cosh. We can't say anything, we can't do anything, we can't express our views. And eventually, of course, where we're angry, it's going to build, it's going to build, it's going to build, it's going to build, and eventually, boom. And I do wonder, you know, is there some kind of design to this? Is there some kind of point to this to bring in a new dawn, a new day? Is it all by design, I wonder? You let me know what you think in the comments. But you see where I'm going. All the tiny little bits add up to a big thing, and we're just pissed off with it. Let me know what you think. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.